autonomous mobile robot today.
Yeah, sure. Today we'll.
How come we from AIoT we jump to this AMR?
How come? Now the MR is not like last time. Always need to program. Now the MR also has the AI.
Oh, okay. So it's also related to AI. So autonomous mobile robot today we are going to show something on this part integration. What are the main things that we are going to show today?
Okay, so today we'll show you some structure of our MR robot. You can see where's our controller, where we put the power supply, and where's the motor driver, how all these things related, how they combine together, and then to make an MR work.
How to get to know more?
If you want to know more,
yay! Let's Sembang AIoT. Jom. Good afternoon, everyone.
afternoon.
Yeah, it's Cecily here.
And
Okay, so very good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for watching our this 25th, right? 25th this Jom Let's Sembang AIoT. For those of you who just watched us the first time, you may be watching from overseas. I don't know where you are, but do you really understand what is this Jom Let's Sembang AIoT? Maybe you have to explain to them.
Yeah, maybe for those overseas friends, the Jom is our Malay words. It means let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
Then Sembang is mean for chit chat.
Let's chit chat about AI and IoT. So without further ado, I think we will just jump into the topic today. Of course, the very first time that we had, I think last week we were talking about, let's recap a little bit of our last week Sembang or last week chat that we had. We were talking about what, last week? We are talking about the possibility of AI and IoT. Of course, during that time, I think we were talking more about non-intrusive. Non-intrusive data extraction. If you have already watched our this channel or live last week, you will notice that there are a lot of this possibility. In fact, on the non-intrusive part, you want to extract data non-intrusively through camera. You want to extract data through a video. You want to do all this kind of thing through with the assist of AI. You are able to do that. So today, let's come back today on this AMR. I think Kendong just came back from one of the what they call the boot camp training. So there are many things to share with you. Let's start with something interesting today. So can we switch back to our this camera here? We have one camera to showcase to you. Okay, this is the
internal structure of our AMR.
Internal structure of AMR. But before we go into that, usually we start with this Sembang bukan sebarang Sembang. Kami
Sembang Technology.
Kita Sembang AIoT. Thank you for watching. So we want to come back to let's point the camera here. I am having one of the industrial board here. I have one of the industrial board here. This is one of the 11th gen Intel board from 𝐷𝐷𝐃𝐀𝐘. You can see here we have one of the power input, and then this board is very unique because one of the key thing that we want to do on the 11th gen is because of the graphic part of it, right? So why is it so?
Because this one is using the Intel SD graphic.
So it has the spatial features in this graphic processor on the GPU, so that you can perform the AI much more efficient, much more effectively with this kind of optimization, especially on the OpenVINO. Okay, this one is very important. That's why I unplugged the battery here, because there is a voltage coming out from here. So let's see what can this board offers you. This is actually it's going to power the small setup of prototyping or open frame autonomous mobile robot here. You can see down there are two wheels, and then in front there are another two moving wheel. And this board has got two LAN port. We are going to put in the Wi-Fi also here, right?
Yes, we are putting Wi-Fi.
Because we are going to interact with this controllers,
remote
mobile robot. And just before going to the other part, I think maybe I'll just cover that part. It has a USB, and then it has a two video port. So right now it's running on an NVMe. It's only 128 gigabyte NVMe on this slot M.2, and then we are having two pieces of random access memory. In this case, it's a DDR4. Has got 32 gigabyte on this board. This part is actually a USB 3.0 that we extend out. And then this board is actually a fan version. Let's say you want to have a fanless version, we have this heat spreader that you can exchange this one to the heat spreader. This heat spreader will be able to attach to any metal surface or any what they call the conductive surface where the heat can be dissipated out from the this processor. Okay, so this is going to be a very low power device. I think minimum 15 watt,
yeah,
about 10 to 15 watt. The consumption is Core i5. Of course, some of the setup are running on Core i7 as well. So this is a board that is powering up open frame mobile robot. Yeah, so open frame mobile. Of course, today we are not going to make this move, but then you can see here it has some minimum setup here. It has a LiDAR, is it? There's a LiDAR sensor. The LiDAR sensor is connecting to a USB port, one of the USB port. And then, okay, so the powering part, maybe you want to explain this part, you can come over here, you can explain how this thing is being connected. I'll just switch.
So this one is the battery. It's a depot battery which supply 12 volt. And then, to power up this board, we will go through a DC to DC converter, which it will boost it up to 19 volt for this one. And then, in order to control those motor driver, we will go through the I2C. Over here is the I2C controller here. Then it will control the motor.
Basically, the I2C is what you call converted from the USB signal, right?
Yes, from the USB signal.
USB to I2C. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this one is a very simple setup, and then we have over here. This one is a switch. Okay, and we can show. Yeah, it's a switch. So when we press to 1, then you will power on the system. The 0 means turn off. The 2 is when you want to charge the battery.
Okay, so that's it. That's it, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. So with this, this is a very minimum or very simplified kind of setup here. With of course, it has another platform. So when you want to build this AMR mobile robot, you probably right now it's going to run on ROS2, right? ROS2. It's the latest ROS robotic OS ROS2. And then what we call...
If compared to ROS1, ROS2 provide more security feature. If you see ROS1, there's no security feature at all. Yeah. So all the information you send out can be hijacked by anyone.
Yeah. So ROS1, I also know that I also noted that ROS2 is able to communicate between robots, right? It has a more communication or connectivity features where you can have two or multiple robots talking together, so that they can
coordinate each other.
Coordinate, or they can exchange data, something like that, So, but ROS1, I think ROS1, if those of you who has followed this robotic path development, you know that ROS1 is already on EOL. So I think EOL last year or the year before. Yeah. So Rosu is a direct replacement. Of course, Intel and also at Longtech, we are spending a lot of this effort in making this. If you can see from our site at the back, yeah, from the back, the AMR Builder package. This is a thing that we are going to showcase some of that thing in one of the Intel coming event. So it comes with what called the 4 main items. One of them is of course the AMR controller. I think I showed you the last time the AMR controller. Maybe can I have that controller? Can you open up the other one? The other one. Okay, the other part will be the DigiHub. Yeah, DigiHub. DigiHub for AMR meaning it has open source basic package for you to do all kind of management or navigation on this AMR. We also have the sensor kit. Yeah, this is yeah, it looks like very I think it's okay. Yeah, this part. I think last week or the week before we already showed you this, but then these 4 ports, you seldom see these 4 ports. These are all GMSL port. Yeah, GMSL port. So it can cater for high speed and long distance kind of camera and video. Especially this is good for autonomous vehicle. And then these are all I/O port. And this part already I explained, I think, on the M.2. It's very rugged thing, looks like amplifier. It's one of the AIoTech AMR controllers. Okay, let's come back. So the last one just now I want to show you is on the development service that we can offer for this AMR. That part it has software development support. How to build your own AMR. So this one will be a very good starter pack for you to start AMR development. Of course, this structure looks very unique. It's produced by one of good friend, from Starter Robot, from Kamput. So this sample has been used by some of the university students or some of the startup, as one of the training programs when they started. So having talked about all this AMR, very important thing is how do we use the AMR?
Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, if you have a warehouse, so sometimes you need someone go there to collect some items or move some items from one place to another place, right? So I think this thing can be done by using an AMR.
So what just want to highlight to you some of the what is the main difference between the AMR and AGV. Previously, before the AMR time, we have this AGV, the autonomous guided vehicle. Automated guided vehicle, something like that, but it has to use some track as a guideline. But for this case, you do not need to have a guide anymore because the AMR is able to. He has its own radar, and then also it has its own camera. A 3D camera can also judge the distance.
Yes.
So if you use this Intel RealSense camera, you can use this 3D camera input and so on. So this part actually, I don't know. If you have any comment, please put up a comment to us. Any question, to me, it looks very interesting to me. Yeah. So I don't know about you. So, okay, this for AMR, I think this application is in the warehouse, of course. If you follow one of our webinar conducted by Mr. Sinrik from AIoTMission Taipei, we actually showcase some demonstration, 180 kilogram or 250 kilogram capacity. With the capacity of 250 kilogram, can carry this thing is moving in one of the factory in AIoTMission, for that part, it's working. And then with the AMR builder support package, you can go accuracy up to 5 mm, 5 mm, the control accuracy and so on. So these are all fine-tuned so-called code on the ROS that you can manipulate. And then with this kind of sensor kit, we publish all the sensors. For example, for this case, we don't have the sensors. We don't have any sensor.
So this case, actually the LiDAR is the sensor.
LiDAR is one of the sensors.
Camera is the sensor.
But the other part is a left-right sensor, all those things. You can have more sensors here. So these are some of the sensor kit that also we publish. You can buy a cheap one, you can buy a medium one, or you can buy a more high-end what we call the sensors also available. We publish that, and then our BSP actually support all of them. Yeah. So this part is done on the AMR. But I just want to show to you again. Can we show this thing? Me and Ken is doing this AIoT technical workshop, but this one we are going to offer free, free of charge. Sure,
Free.
Okay, it's free. It's a half-day AIoT awareness workshop, but this one is only free to those who has just graduated. We offer to a fresh graduate. You want to know more about AI, IoT, how can it be applied in the industry? I think for IoT, yes, in the commercial, you use Grab, it's one type of IoT. You use what you call some apps to order things. These are also another type of IoT. But how does this IoT being used in the industry? This is something that we in general is focusing. Yeah. So we have this training, in AIoT in the factory as well. We are able to give you. We have another course, another course on the OEE. How can you use AI and IoT to realize the OEE, and also data analytics and so on. Yeah, this is one. Maybe if you are one of them, you want to know more, please register with us. We will let you know when we are going to start this. Yeah. So okay, so let's move on from here. So a part of this AMR, I think AMR, the usage of AMR could be more. Let's say it combined with some IoT or AI, industrial IoT or AI. For example, this is non-intrusive AI, vision AI. If you haven't watched that, please go and watch the non-intrusive vision AI. So if this camera is carried by AMR, so practically you can schedule it to go to certain place to do some certain reading at a certain place.
Let's say you want to have a fixed camera on your meter. You really don't want to install anything, then the alternative solution is you put the camera on the AMR. And then let the AMR move to the meter there based on your schedule and then capture the image.
That will be very cost efficient way. Let the AMR running 24 hours to go and to go to different places and then publish data to you. So this is one of the applications for AMR. Of course, AMR currently is heavily used in transport. Transport meaning within the premise, within the factory area, transport things, moving things.
Restaurant.
Okay, the restaurant is one of them. But we haven't seen any airport that having a service robot that bring tourists go around. Maybe it's one of them that you want to make. Please consider using extra-tech AMR BSP. Let's say you come to that. Yeah. Okay. So I haven't seen any question. Anyway, thank you for watching. Again, we are on this Joomla Sembang AIoT channel. We are always here. We are, in a way, we are always we are always doing a lot of this innovation. We apply, and also we share, and also we provide, we train. Yeah. So that I think is enough to talk more about this AMR. But before we just switch on, we want to talk about something related to your experience, yeah, in the boot camp. Yeah, something your experience in the boot camp. You don't need to mention which boot camp, doesn't matter. Okay. Maybe there's some PNC thing, but you can talk generally about the boot camp. But we want to share the experience. But before we switch there, can we switch over to have a last look at this thing? Doesn't matter, just remain at it is, and then yeah, for your last look. So these two is the wheel. Yeah, these two side is a wheel, and then the other one is a. These are all driven by the motor. So it's these two wheel, and then it has yeah, it looks very simple, but it can do big thing. Yeah, it can do big thing. That's why I call this guy. If let's say we would give a name to it, what do we want to give a name to this guy? Any name you want? I will call him a very little giant, can I? Little fella, but do a giant thing. You can do a lot of things. Yeah. Okay. Let's come back to your talk about your experience. Let's move on from here. So maybe Kelang, you want to share some of the thing. Maybe one of the topic that you when after attending this boot camp, what is the most interesting topic that you can talk about related to AI and IoT?
I think the most interesting one, during the boot camp, they set up some demonstration. So the one that really catch my attention is the implementation of the LLM.
Large language model, yeah.
In the
ChatGPT, yeah.
Something like that.
Something like ChatGPT.
Something like ChatGPT. In the manufacturing.
Okay.
So and then I saw that they set up a conveyor belt, tiny one, and then they put a PCB board moving on it, and then they put a camera to do the defect detection. So they're able to detect the missing capacitor.
Okay.
When this AI detect the missing capacitor, it renders the result on the screen. And then on the screen there is a entry for you to enter the prompt. So for you to ask
to ask something.
LLM. So during the demonstration, they asked what is the most common defect on today? Then the LLM very fast immediately reply the answer. Then I start thinking, how the LLM know what is the most frequent
defects happen on that day?
Yes, because this one requires the LLM to access to your database. How is this thing possible? Because usually we need to prepare the data set in the form of Q&A to train your own LLM. Then how this thing happen? Then the presenter told me, actually in behind, when you ask this question, it will trigger the LLM to call some API. Then the API will trigger some function to access to the database, do the calculation, and then return the result back. Then I start thinking, what if we use the LLM to trigger API, then do the predictive maintenance? Then in this way, we can use the LLM to do a lot of things by calling the API. Even if you want to know what is the temperature now or how is the weather today, then you just need to connect the LLM to the internet through some API.
Okay, that is very interesting. I think for some of you who just got to know AI, IoT, right now, I think starting from last year, LLM AI in the LLM, like we have done generative AI, that kind of thing, that require a different set of know-how. It's a kind of different set of know-how. And then in terms of training, in terms of prompting, there's such thing called prompt engineering. People is pursuing prompt engineering.
Ask a good question, then you will get a good answer.
Good, right question, are very important. Yeah, that part is actually one of the integration between AI and LLM to make it more interactive. Of course, you see, vision AI, like what just now Kenon was mentioning about, certain thing passing through a conveyor. Oh, it's the defect. Yeah. So defect, what happen? Let's say these people is able to ask further. What can we do about this one? Let's say you have that kind of trained model that can you can inject those data set, your knowledge base. This guy is able to guide you, not this guy. I mean the LLM is able to guide you where or what to do, things like that. So that is a combination of the AI and this what we call actually LLM by itself is one of the AI. It's a vision AI and
the vision with the LLM.
Of course, if you want to expand further, you can do that. Maybe generative AI with vision AI, or generative AI with LLM. Generative AI is LLM is basically they are together. Let's say generative AI only include those prompt things, right?
Yes. But generative AI is more on generating some image or video based on your prompt.
I see. So that is okay. That's one of the very interesting sharing. So overall, what do you see? In let's say in the future, what kind of direction that we are heading based on?
So in the past, we all focusing on the computer vision, and then now slowly everyone is moving toward the LLM and the generative AI.
Okay. So of course, the possibility we couldn't we couldn't predict what is going to happen in this field, but there are a lot of development. There are a lot of development going on together. Of course, we as one of the technology player, we are also working more deeply. We dive in more deeply in terms of this area with the support of different industrial product like industrial PC, embedded system, or some IoT devices. We can also, we are moving onto that kind of direction, but not so much on commercial, but we are moving into that kind of direction to facilitate most of the IR4 digital transformation kind of requirement, especially. So I think we hope to see more further development. Of course, some of these things we are going to have event in Intel. We are joining one of the Intel digital, not digital transformation. It's what they call industrial transformation. Industrial transformation on the 5th of December. If you will maybe sign, maybe we are seeing you there. That is a part. But okay, apart of that, do you have any other thing that you want to share this part?
I think the other one that catch my attention is something quite new to me is the private 5G network. The moment I hear the term private 5G network.
Meaning 5G network, like we are using handphone, on 5G. Private one meaning your own private network. So it's actually not connected to the public.
Not connected to the public. It's not connected to those service provider. You yourself become a service provider.
I see. This must be used in some of the bigger corporate or bigger setup of the bigger company, right? So they want to have their own very a private network on 5G.
When they have a very large field and then they want to transmit their sensor data through a very large area, and then they don't want to, because the data maybe something very important, they don't want to have their data go through their service provider. So they want everything within themselves. So they are looking for this kind of solution, private 5G network.
Okay. Yeah, talking about 5G network, we are going to bring to see to let you see the 5G router, industrial 5G router later on. I don't know whether it's going to be next week or week after next, but definitely it's on the way. We want to let you see that part. But I think 5G network, private network is very interesting, because you see what we are having on Wi-Fi. What we are having on Wi-Fi, the distance is quite limited. And then the bandwidth can be quite high, But talking about a locality of maybe 20 to 30 kilometers away, Wi-Fi count thing is hard to achieve. But 5G, you are able to have a very stable own network.
Wi-Fi, if there's many Wi-Fi devices, you might have the interference. Sometimes with the 2.4 gigahertz speed occupied, it's very hard for you to transmit data.
Yeah. So with this 5G, I think it will trigger more AI-related application, right, within the premise. Within the premise. Because with the 5G network, you can actually running some hosting some AI server sitting somewhere, but through the communication, you can do inferencing and things like that.
Imagine your AMR is driven by the 5G. You use the 5G to control your AMR.
Yes.
No longer using the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay. So that is one. Is there any more? That's it. So today we have this very short Sembang today. I hope you enjoy, and then I hope also you can benefit for some of the information that we share. Of course, we are going to do more weekly. Usually this session is going to be half an hour, 30 minutes to 45 minutes maximum. But I think too long also sometimes people is not able to stay to see the video, unless it's very, very interesting, or like drama. All these people surely will stay longer, I suppose. But concert video and so on. But anyway, signing off from me, CC Lee from AIoTech, also from Kenyong. And then just for your information, we just sign off with we always innovate, we apply, and we share. And also AIoTech, your best AIoT partner. And one last thing that we usually share is Sembang bukan seberang Sembang. Kami Sembang Technology, kita Sembang AIoT. I'll see you in the next session. Bye-bye.